All right, gentlemen, hope you guys are all doing well. So, gonna follow up on our last video about actually executing orders and using leverage, and I want to do a brief introduction about demo accounts because I hear this come up a lot. I want to get started on trading. I don't want to lose my money, right? Good question. Why don't I just trade paper money, right? You can use the paper trading thing over here, right? You can place your orders. It feels the same. Why is this not the same? Why can I not become a master trader just with paper trading? Great question. So let's kind of go over a couple problems. For one, by default, paper trading is not going to factor in fees for you. And this doesn't sound like it's very significant, but it absolutely is. Fees in trading is an absolutely critical part because people often are going to try to scalp very, very, very small moves on like the 5-minute chart, the 10-minute chart, the 1-minute chart, whatever. And they're going to think that this is a viable strategy. And for the most part, it's not. It's really, really not. And what happens is you see like these candles like, oh, look at that, $100 move, whatever. What I would roughly say is the cost of taking a trade is about 100 points, right? So from here to here, I would say this would get you about to break even. A candlestick up like that if you enter here. And that is because the cost of opening the trade is expensive. And the reason why this is also important is that if you close break even, right, you are actually going to lose the same amount of money, right? So if you enter here, right, and you close here, you're going to end up actually losing this much money. And if you enter here and close here, you're only going to make break even. So this is kind of the way that it's rigged against you, is that you must pretty much make at least $100 on your trade in order to make it worth it. Now, this is not something you're going to notice with a demo account. You're just not. The fees don't exist. So tons of people will trade these 1-minute candles on a demo account, and get perfect fills, and also the liquidity is not an issue on demo accounts because there's no real market, right? You're just trading on paper, so there's no problem with getting your orders executed. They're gonna come from that into real trading where it's hard to get the orders filled at the price when you market sell, and there are fees, and they're gonna struggle and to really understand as to why they're losing, and they're losing because one, the cost of making the trades is exceedingly expensive, and two, you can't really make these hyper precise trades on a 1-minute chart because the liquidity isn't there to support that in the real world, right? You're not going to get exactly 137.86 on your sell. You're going to get the next closest price, which can vary quite a bit, especially in futures. And the other big thing is, if you're trading with a demo account, you don't really get any of the emotional lessons that you're going to get with a real account. And that's because you have no risk. And it's really, really important to understand that. This is pretty much the main point of the video. With a demo account, if you lose the funds, it doesn't matter. You don't feel anything. You're not going to really understand the emotional aspect to trading because there's a huge emotional aspect to trading. I would argue that most of trading and most of the reason people lose is entirely their emotions. And if you really think about this and dive into it, it makes perfect sense, right? The chart can really only go up or down. There's really only two options, right? You can either have the price go up from where you buy it or have the price go down. And if that were true, and if it was that easy as only being 50-50, then why does almost everybody lose? And the answer is emotions, greed, fear, etc. And there really is no way to kind of prepare for that without actually doing it. You can try to simulate it all you want, but I'll tell you the best case example is with a demo account, you're not going to feel the stress of when this position is falling. You're not going to care. You're just going to let it run. And the other thing is also, if you blow their accounts, there's no stakes. With a real account, you buy here, you're holding it down to here, you're going to start sweating. You might want to add to the position. You might try to buy more. And oftentimes, with real money, you're going to be afraid to close the bad trade, the losing trade, even when you should, because mentally you don't want to accept the loss. You want to try to make the money back, or pretty much some variation of that. And it's completely natural. We all have done it. We've all do it. And even today, this is kind of one of the things that I struggle with as well, is really just staying consistent and not turning your good days into bad days. And that's why I don't recommend a demo account, because you aren't going to be able to do this with paper money. You need to feel the feeling of losing and actually forcing yourself to get off the charts. You need that kind of sour taste in your mouth of actually losing your own money, and then having the discipline to say, okay, I'm going to stop trading for the day. I'm not going to just hold this to zero because I'm upset that I'm losing, right? Like, take this trade. You can probably tell already that you're wrong. So why hold this, right? When you can just take the L here, right? Most people are going to say, no, I'm going to hold it. It might come back. It takes a big man at a certain point to say, no, it's going to go lower. I'll try again later, but my trade idea is wrong. With the demo account, the truth is you're just not going to do it. You're just not. And that's okay, because almost nobody would. So what I would really recommend for most people is if you really want to get the emotional feel of it, and it goes both ways, just to be clear. You guys are also down the problem where you're having amazing trades, so the price is going higher and higher and higher. And then you guys close early. And you're like, oh, I'm so stupid. I got to get back into it, right? Accidentally buy the top and then round trip that all the way to the bottom, right? And it sounds like, oh, I would never do that. That's crazy. Why would anyone turn a win into a loss? Believe me, you will do it. I've done it. Everyone's done it. It happens. It's a good lesson to have. So I would say pick a small amount of money to trade with, as long as it's not too boring. You don't want to be trading like $1 or $2 if you can afford a lot more than that, because it's just not going to be enjoyable for you. You're going to have the same problem as the demo account where you just don't care about the money, so you're not going to take it seriously, and you'll probably find that you trade well with the money you don't care about, and then you're going to struggle when you actually try to scale it up into real money. So I would say use the minimum amount you care about, maybe a few $100, maybe $1,000, and take it seriously. Plot the risk per trade. Follow the steps from the first couple of videos. The education you get from this first trading account will be much better than you get from a demo account, simply just because of the emotional turmoil that's going to come with it. Also, trading your own money is very, very different because you have to worry about leverage, right? This is nothing like that. Stop losses, all that stuff, liquidity. So pretty much across the board, I don't really see a benefit to trading a demo account, maybe unless you're just kind of bored or don't have any free capital to trade with, but in almost every case, I would say this is the wrong way to go from an educational perspective. So that's going to kind of wrap up my video on this topic, but I will catch you guys in the next one.